Hello guys, late night tonight, but I really wanted to make this video because I've been so excited about Dragon Ball Super lately. The whole arc with Goku Black has been incredible. It's been a joy to see Masako, Goku's voice actor in Japan, do all these new things with her voices. The way Goku Black used the Kamehameha wave, like how different it was from the way Goku says it, and the way she's like made him an eccentric kind of villain, you just could never think that Japanese Goku could be so different. But essentially, Goku Black is Japanese Goku who completely acts in a different way, talks in different mannerisms, has these great inflections in his voice and everything. Like he's just wow. Like she did such a great job with him, and he's been this amazing villain. Zamasu has been really cool too with the way that he's being built up as this psychopathic nutcase who wants to exterminate everybody. So in any case, the arc's been going great. Future Trunks has been awesome. Everything that really I really have nothing really to complain about. Like Vegeta, who cares if he's losing fights? He's been getting the best character development of his entire, uh, you know, of his entire run in Dragon Ball. Like Vegeta's being a family man, he's being caring, he's still being a badass when it comes to training and all that stuff. It's just that his motivations have changed. But what a character that what Super has made him develop into. Like it's been great. Um, so what I want to say with this video specifically is I want to talk about the 4 time rings, the 4 timelines. I want to talk about what the zero extermination or the zero mortals plan means, and that's like I have a theory on it. And then I also want to talk about um, the new spoilers for Dragon Ball Super episode 62. So if you wish and you don't want to hear those spoilers, you can just avoid the last segment of the video, and I will announce when I'm going to talk about that, and you won't have to get spoiled. But okay, so the 4 time rings, right? People don't understand like about the 4 timelines, and so it's really easy to explain. First of all, Super explains that the silver the silver ring that Goku Black wears is a ring for going back, going to the future in the present timeline, and the 4 green rings are time rings that will take you to the 4 separate timelines that are connected to the current timeline that the main series is in. So so the 4 timelines, basically, if you understand what they are, they were pretty much established in Dragon Ball Z. Um, Goku, or rather Trunks, we know about future Trunks going back in time and going to the main timeline and screwing everything up, right? But have you ever thought to yourself that maybe future Trunks is the main timeline? That perhaps the future that Trunks comes from is what was supposed to happen, and then he screwed everything up and made a parallel timeline. That's exactly what happened. But what people don't understand is that there was another Trunks in another timeline that did the exact same thing as our future Trunks, and this was explained by Cell. I don't remember the episode or the manga chapter, but Cell basically told, I believe it was Piccolo, when after Piccolo fused with Kami, I think it was, and became the Super Namekian, Cell tells Piccolo that he killed Trunks, took his time machine, and went back to the past. The past being the main timeline where we've watched Dragon Ball Z and now Dragon Ball Super. Now, in order for that to make sense, that means that the Trunks he killed was not the Trunks that came back in time into the main series and warned everybody about the androids and gave Goku the heart medicine virus, the medicine for the virus. So he killed a separate Trunks. But Cell also says that when he killed that Trunks, that Trunks was going to go back in time to tell his friends of how he successfully defeated the androids, meaning that Trunks had already created a timeline where he went back into the past, fought with the Z Warriors, trained with them, and then got stronger and came back and killed the androids. But he was going to go back and explain how he did it and tell them he was okay. And that's when he got killed. So that's not the timeline that our Trunks went to, and that's not the timeline that his Cell went to. Both the Cell that killed Trunks and our Trunks went to the main series timeline. So right there we have three timelines right there. We have the first Trunks, his alternate timeline, the main timeline, and then obviously we have the fourth timeline, which is where future Trunks comes from. And those are the four timelines in a nutshell. So that's all there is to it, really. I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, or should I say explanatory. And I think that it pretty much makes sense. Now, I know I said before that the silver ring was the ring that lets you only go back and forth to the present timeline, but I might be mistaken on that. It might just be the ring. It might just be that ring specifically brings you to. In fact, that makes more sense because Goku Black doesn't have a green ring. He only has that silver ring. So it probably is the fact that the silver ring can not only bring you to the future, but it can bring you to one of the four alternate timelines, which is what the green rings represent. Like for every green ring, that means that there's an alternate timeline in existence. I don't necessarily think that the green rings actually send you to those specific timelines, or maybe they do, and maybe the silver ring just has the special added effect of being able to go to those timelines, even though it's not a part of the, it's not a green ring. So I'm not sure, but those are the four timelines. And I think so far everything is cool with that. I hope somebody that was confused about this has now figured it out. Two Trunks, one dies, one lives. Both Trunks creates two timelines. Well, they're in the timeline they were in, and they created a separate timeline. So 2 times 2 is 4, and that's how it is. Now, talking about the Zero Mortals plan. Everybody's like, what could the Zero Mortals plan be? I have the theory that, the Zero Mortals plan is probably just that, making sure there are zero mortals. Now, I don't just mean like killing everybody on Earth. I don't mean killing New Namek. I don't mean, I mean like legit, like not just in the entire universe, not just in Universe 7 and not just in Universe 7 or 6 or 12 or all the universes combined. No. All timelines, I feel like Goku Black's plan, and I don't want to spoil it too much for people that haven't really, watched the show, but Goku's Black's plan is to go into each timeline, recruit the Zamasu from that timeline, Zamasu, and kill all mortals in all timelines. And by doing that, there will be literally zero mortals. Zero mortals there will be. And that, I feel, is the big diabolical plan. He's already killed all of the gods in Trunks' future timeline, according to the manga anyway. And the anime hasn't mentioned that, but I'm sure they will at some point. And Trunks' timeline feels like it's the first. It's the first time. It's the first one that Goku Black went to because he didn't know anybody when he came. He was like, "Oh, I finally got to a timeline where there's nobody around, nobody to stop me." So I feel like he's been traveling through timelines and he finally just settled on this one. Although he could have gone to a previous one before Future Trunks, I'm not sure. But either way, that I believe is the plan. Exterminate all mortals in all timelines, kill all the gods, and rule. every Zamasu in every timeline ruling. And that's it. And that's a pretty scary plan, right? It's total dictatorship, uh, one person controlling everything, one will in all timelines, all universes. Pretty scary. How, I mean, they only mention in the manga that Goku Black was able to kill everybody in Universe 7, all the gods in Universe 7. So I don't know why Zeno didn't hear about it in the future timeline, why he hasn't done anything about it, why hasn't Whis done something about it, or Vados. There are a lot of questions, but um, hopefully we'll be finding out those answers soon, because I would think Zeno and all his servants and the advisors to the gods of destruction that died in the future timeline, that they would be like, this can't be good. Like, will they show us Zamasu killing them? Because that would be really impressive if an immortal Zamasu was able to kill Whis or Vados or the guy that serves Zeno, who's supposedly like the seventh strongest guy in creation or something like that. I forget what Whis said about him. The guy with the big halo around his head or whatever, or it's like the way it goes, like, I forget how to describe it, but you know that would be interesting. How could Zamasu become that strong, or how could, maybe not Zamasu, maybe Goku Black, I should say, right? Goku Black. How could Goku Black become that strong to kill all those gods? Like, when supposedly he didn't even have his Super Saiyan Rose form in when he first fought Goku, when he went back in time to the present timeline, when he followed Trunks' time machine through it. He didn't have the Super Saiyan Rose form. He was gaining strength by fighting Goku, and you know how do you have the power to kill those guys? So I don't. If he didn't have the power to kill Whis and Vados and all those people, then where the heck were they? I mean, sure, he can kill Kaioshin, like East Kaioshin and other Kaioshins, but where were all those other gods, and why weren't they interfering if he didn't kill them? So, you know, that's, and I believe the manga only said that he did kill the Kaioshins in the future timeline, that he wiped out all the Kaioshins in the universe, uh, in all of the universes, not just Universe 7, I think. But lots of stuff that you're not sure of, but a lot of questions, and either way, it's been awesome to watch and awesome to read. Both Toyotaro and Toei are doing great jobs of making their stories different and yet the same. So it's really cool. Like Goku had Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10, and Toyotaro wrote Goku becoming a regular Super Saiyan God with the red hair, and fighting fighting Hit in that form. So a lot of differences between the two of them. Some are not so big, some are really big, but the basic story from Toriyama, and the story's been going great, and loving every second of it. Now the last thing I wanted to talk about was episode 62 spoilers. So if you don't want to hear about the spoilers, turn off the video now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out some videos of mine in the future. And thank you. So episode 62 spoilers, discussing it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goku goes back in time to learn the Mafuba technique in order to seal Zamasu, presumably because Zamasu is the one that's immortal and Goku Black is not immortal. But now that we are in spoilers territory, Goku Black is indeed Zamasu instead of Goku's mind. Who this Goku is, we don't know. I assume it's from the timeline that Trunks went back to, and then he came back to his timeline and he got killed by Cell. That Trunks, the timeline that he created, that's where that Goku is from. And that Zamasu must have traveled to that timeline, got those Super Dragon Balls, and made the wish to switch his mind with that current Goku. And maybe that's the timeline that Zamasu was referring to. I found the timeline where nobody get in my way, because maybe in that alternate timeline, that first Trunks we never saw that got killed by Cell, maybe maybe that timeline that he created was where Vegeta and Kid Trunks and maybe Goten, who knows who was in that timeline, maybe they all just started to fight against Zamasu or Black Goku once he switched minds with the Goku there, and he had to kill all of them and go through all of them, and maybe that's why he was like, oh, when he arrived at Future Trunks Town, I finally get a timeline when there's no one to stop me, except for Trunks. So maybe that's how we explain that line. But yeah, so the Mafuba technique, I was just like, wow, the Mafuba technique. The first thing I know, I mostly watched Dragon Ball in English, the original Dragon Ball. I did watch some of it subtitled, but for the most part, most of it I saw in English on TV. And all I can think about when I think about the Mafuba is, I think, evil containment. He just shoots the green energy out of his hand. Because this is the technique from Dragon Ball, the technique that was used to seal demons away into a rice cooker with the seal on it and stuff. So I'm glad that they're really bringing back the magic of the original Dragon Ball series, and I'm so hoping that Roshi, when Goku goes to Master Roshi to learn the technique, I don't know if it's going to be in the Dragon Ball timeline, like when I say that, if it's going to be in the past when Goku was a kid back in the original Dragon Ball, if Goku's going to travel there, or if he's going to just travel to the present timeline and be like, Master Roshi, please teach me how to do the Mafuba technique. That's probably going to be it. But Roshi is so weird and old and perverted now. I don't even know if they can even legitimately buy him being like a wise master anymore that could teach Goku anything. But if they do that, whatever. But I would much rather have Goku go back to Dragon Ball, and that's still the present timeline. It's just the past of the present timeline. So it would be pretty cool to see that. In any case, the Mafuba technique, the evil containment wave, if they bring back the green energy, they bring back the hand signs that Roshi used, and they bring back its connection to sealing evil creatures, like not just anything. If they say legit like demons, then we'll find out that like Zamasu is in fact like corrupted, and like he's like hell, maybe he's influenced by the Makaio Shin. The Makaio Shin are the ones that Toriyama mentioned in an interview years ago, the opposites of the Kaioshin or whatever, the evil ones. Maybe he'll bring them into Dragon Ball Super, and maybe he'll make it so that like Zamasu's been acting that way because he was actually a Makaio Shin all along, and didn't know it, or or maybe they were influencing him secretly. I doubt Toriyama will get that deep into anything, but that's always a possibility. But like manipulating him from the shadows, and trying to like destroy all Kaioshins through him or something like that. I mean, if you saw Black Goku, you saw the first episode, like all these demonic looking shapes in the air of like beasts and all these crazy things. Like before we actually saw him being Black Goku, we saw all these crazy monster forms in the skies and in shadows. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Zamasu has some kind of relation to evil demon key or something like that, or a race or whatever, and that would be a good explanation as to why they want to use Mafubo or the evil containment wave, because it would just be true to the original Dragon Ball. Instead of rebranding the containment wave as something that only works on anything that's evil, like keep it true and be like, oh, this technique was made to fight demons. And because Piccolo wasn't a Namekian in the original Dragon Ball, he was a demon. He was the evil part of Kami. We didn't know what Kami was. We just knew Kami was this green dude, and he separated the evil from his heart. And that evil that's why Piccolo was called Demon King Piccolo. Piccolo's original before he got reborn out of an egg. as Piccolo Jr., which is the current Piccolo that we all know, but fused with Kami and Nail now. Um, like the original, he was supposed to be a demon, so that's why the technique was created by Master Mutaito to imprison demons, to seal them away, kind of like Ghostbusters, so they seal away ghosts and all kinds of uh, Shinto rituals and Buddhism and everything. How you use barriers and exorcisms to get rid of ghosts. Well, that was Dragon Ball's equivalent of catching evil spirits and sealing them away. And so I want Zamasu to be related to that, so that he would be like either an evil spirit inside, or be this evil demonic race or whatever. I really hope it's not just like, oh, it works on anybody who's bad. I really don't want that. But I am psyched for the Evil Containment Wave coming back. I'm psyched for episode 62. For episode 61, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be the whole backstory. We'll finally learn the whole truth about Goku Black, and what he did. And, hopefully we'll see everything with our own eyes before the fights get back underway. And, yeah, so that's it. My Dragon Ball Super video went on a little long, but, a lot to talk about. And I haven't really even begun to talk about a lot. I just wanted to get out my theory for the Zero Mortals Extermination Plan, which is everything in all timelines, in all universes, is going. All mortals will be extinguished, killed, and Zamasu will rule every single timeline. He's planning on using Goku Black to do it. Goku Black will be the Zamasu that wipes everything out, and the Zamasus in all the other timelines will be the ones that rule. Meanwhile, while Goku Black is kind of changed by Goku's body, and he wants to just fight and get stronger and stronger. He's very sane. Maybe the immortal Zamasus will kill him. When he outlives his usefulness or something. Or maybe he'll try to kill them, but if they're immortal, he won't be able to. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Because evil always turns on evil. Villains always betray their partners and stuff. But yeah, that's my theory. Everything, the plan is to annihilate everyone and everything. Only Zamasu rules all timelines and all universes in those timelines. And the other thing, just wanted to talk about how great Super was and just how excited I am for the arcs. And I wanted to also see if I could explain the timelines as easily as possible, as best as I could. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to rate the video, love comments, talk about comments if you like. And that's it. I want you all to have a great night, and thanks for watching.